All right. Welcome to the live. We have one person so far. Thank you for joining this live. Now, I'm just gonna sit and talk about some things, and then take a look at the Valaverse, starting to Slaughter and the Super 7 Mumm-Ra. Just take a quick look. Then eventually, what I'll do is I'll do a review on them later on. I want to say thank you to everybody who actually went and watched the Thor Love and Thunder videos that I put up on uh, on Thor and Jane Foster and Groot and Star Lord, and to everybody who's also checked out those Masters of the Universe videos I put out of Triclops and King Grayskull. And like I said, for whoever wanted to get into the review, get into the giveaway, all you had to do is go watch that review of the King Grayskull and see where I had made the one little mistake. It really wasn't a mistake. I did it on purpose just to see if anybody would comment or say anything. And that's what I wanted you guys to comment on, to enter into the giveaway if you guys were all interested in the giveaway. Right now, we're just waiting for some more people to file in so we can really get this going. I apologize for the cough drop. I've been sick, so that's another reason why I haven't put up any new, reviews, because I couldn't really talk. So if I start coughing or hacking my head off, just give me a second to get my composure, and we will then keep moving on with this review. So depending on how many people show up this evening, depends on how many people want to hang out, then we will, depends on how long this live is going to be. Yeah, but I wanted to say thank you to everybody who has joined new, everybody who has been here since the beginning of this channel, that has been watching the content, liking the content, commenting on the content. That is what, is getting this channel to grow. It's a small channel, and yes, I would like it to grow bigger, get more people involved in the community, interacting back and forth with, in the comment section, which I've been getting a lot of, which is great. I know Tony, he's from Spain. He said, 9 p.m. Eastern is 3 a.m. over in Spain. So he said he wouldn't be able to make it. So unfortunately, that sucks, but maybe next time he'll be able to join. But yeah, this I have to say, doing these reviews, I'm not the best at doing these reviews, I have to honestly say, or doing these lives. Because of the reason I don't script it. I just do everything right off the top of my head. So when I'm looking at the figure and I'm talking about the figure, I got 1,000 things going through my mind, right? And I stumble across some things, or I forget what I was going to say. That's part of being in the moment. That's part of shooting from the hip when you do these videos. That right there is as real as you're going to get for those people who do not script their videos. They're just doing it straight from the hip when they're just talking about the figure. A lot of good people out there. That I watch, and that do excellent work. They're putting up excellent work. I'm trying to get better at doing these reviews and being able to not stumble or whatever the case. I'm getting there, but just like anybody else, the more you do them, the better off, the better you get. So, like I said, it's a small channel right now, and hopefully it'll grow. Hopefully we'll get more people. So far, like we had an abundance of people who joined this channel. I put a post also for everybody to see to get into the giveaway. So hopefully a lot of people checked them out. Excuse me. Yeah, so there's a few things I want to talk about. First off, today is May 4th. So May the 4th be with all of you. My wife's probably laughing at me right now because of that. But anyway, yeah, there's a few things that I'm seeing that are coming out new. A lot of things that I see out there that are coming new, but you can't get your hands on them, right? The GI Joe Classifieds. I love the line. I just want to talk about this real quick. GI Joe Classifieds. It's a great line. I like them, and I enjoy collecting them. But they're so hard, so hard to get your hands on to collect, and they're not being made available to everybody. Somebody ends up getting their hands on them early. Somebody, other people can't get them. Some people walk into the store and they buy the whole set, and nobody else can get any because the store doesn't replenish them. Whatever the case is, you can blame it on COVID. You can blame it on the supply chain. If you ask me, like everybody has said 1,000 times, and I'll say it again for 1,001. It's Hasbro's property, right? So if it's Hasbro's property, Hasbro, try and get that glare on that back wall out of there. All right, so it's Hasbro's property. So if Hasbro owns it, they should be able to make it. Now I understand that they're having a bit of an issue with because they didn't realize how big it was going to be. Seriously, GI Joe was a huge line back in the day, back in the 80s, right? It was huge. Kids loved it. I loved it. It was a great line, right along with Transformers. Transformers, GI Joe, hand in hand. Both of them, just hand in hand. Now that wasn't the only one. I mean, you had like Masters of the Universe back then. I mean, so you figure, and Star Wars, of course, still right now. You have Masters of the Universe now that's back out. You have Star Wars Black Series that's been going heavy since what, like 2013, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't get into collecting Black Series until what, last year, something like that. So yeah, because some of the figures I thought were not done very well back when they first came out, and then they started doing the photo reel with the faces, and it's great. So now then they come out with the GI Joes, not to get off track here, but then they come out with these GI Joes, excuse me, and they're fabulous. They're great, right? But just nobody can get them. And if you are able to get them, hopefully you can get what you want. If you want, even if you want to collect all of them, whatever the case, it's not a bad thing. If you're a completist, you want to get every single figure. They've made it to where it's almost impossible to even do that, right? You can't get your hands on Zartan, the Hasbro Pulse Con exclusive Zartan. You can't get your hands on them. For those that were able to order them, they got them. I couldn't get my hands on them. Still can't get my hands on them. I was able to get, quite a bit. Now they're coming out with Sergeant Slaughter, so Sergeant Slaughter is supposed to be available to everybody, right? When he comes out. Hopefully, they do a really good job, because the Valaverse Sergeant Slaughter, man, that figure is phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful figure. I have to say that excuse me, sorry, that the way that they have done Sergeant Slaughter and Valaverse, the joints, the pinless joints that this figure has, everything, and I'll show them off. And you guys have probably already seen reviews, and I'm gonna do my own review on them next week. So you know, you'll see that, and you'll also see the Mumm-Ra. But my God, you know, I know Sarge had hair. He doesn't have hair in Valaverse. He's bald headed, but you know, look, it's fine. Still a great looking figure. Still a great looking figure. I mean, awesome. The way they made the weapons, and we'll take a quick look at that. Like I said, I'm just going off on a little tangent here, so I apologize. Excuse me. Yeah. The guys at Valaverse, thumbs up, man. Thumbs up to you guys. What a great figure. I can't say well enough before I've even shown it off, let alone gone over anything. And I you know, normally, you know, I'm doing videos like this, but I can't see because I'm getting old, so I need the glasses. So, and then we move on to like Super 7. So okay, so let's jump over to Super 7 real quick. So, you know, I got on a little tangent about the GI Joes and stuff like that, and you know how you can't get them, and people are having a hard time, stuff like that. And I'm just trying to have a little conversation while people, you know, come in to the chat itself. Yeah, Super 7. They make some great stuff, right? They make some great stuff. I have Lion-O and I have Panthro. If you haven't seen those videos, go to the channel, check them out. They're there. Yes, you'll see a plain white background. That's before I end up getting a diorama. Thank you to my lovely wife who actually got me that diorama as a Christmas gift. So, you know, shout out to her. And yeah, you know, those figures look like they've just jumped right off the page, right out of the cartoon, right in real life, boom, right into your hand. And I have to honestly say that, you know, I was actually thrown back when Super 7 sent out the little box, right, with the alternate head, the alternate, you know, waist piece for Panthro, the Jackalman neck piece. You know, they made right for the little mess ups or what they wanted to do that they didn't include, and then they sent them for free to you. Thumbs up to Super 7 for that. Now I got Mumm-Ra yesterday, and I opened them up. Beautiful. Beautiful. They did a fabulous job with that character. Just like the others, but, and when I show them off, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I don't have my diorama set up, and, you know, I'm in my collectible room here doing this live. I just wanted to, you know, instead of doing it at my kitchen table, figure I'd come in and do it in here. Excuse me, without hacking my head off, because, you know, I'm just getting over, like I said, I had a real bad sinus infection, couldn't talk, stuff like that. So I do apologize for the coughing. But yeah, you know, Thundercats was always a really cool cartoon. I enjoyed watching it back in the day when I was a kid. The figures back then, you know, for what they were really cool. But now they've actually have gotten 1,000 times better, right? Same thing with the like I said, the classified GI Joes. You know, you got the NECA that's doing Ninja Turtles, and you have the new Master of the Universe coming out. You know, you have the Origins, and you also have Revelations. And I know a lot of people didn't like the Revelations cartoon. To me, it was you know, just nostalgic seeing the cartoon on the screen, right? Watching it. I don't really care about the ins and outs and whatever political nonsense or who they race swapped or whatever the case. I don't want to get into all that. Was it reminiscent of the original? No. Could they have done a lot of things different? Yes. But but back to what I was talking about. As far as the figures themselves, the Revelations figures, I have to say, um, the King Grayskull figure, once again, shout out to my wife. Thank you. She had got me the King Grayskull figure. Um, and yeah, he's cool. He's cool. I like the way that the way he came out. I like the fact that he comes with an alternate head. The only thing that I wish they would have done, instead of just having the two pieces of the sword that split, you know, not have the power sword together, but they should have given him the 2000X power sword, because that's where he's from. He's from the 2000X series, right? So if you're gonna pull him out and do that, you should have gave him that power sword. You could have still given him the two halves, but you could have given him at least that power sword for him to have. You gave him his shield. You gave him his, fuzzy shoulders, his cape. I mean, the bendy wire in the cape, that's cool. You bend it around, move it, and stuff like that. You gave him a couple alternate hands, which is cool, and then the two swords that he comes with. It's a cool figure. I like the way they did it. Now, as far as Triclops, excuse me. Um, sorry. With Triclops, if you have him in his armor, his original armor, the vintage armor that Triclops came in as a toy, or I mean, back in the day, or even in Origins now. Oh my lord. um, or from the cartoon, he's legit. And you put him in that cult outfit with that vacuum type hat that he has on his head. All right, it grew on me a little bit, but I didn't put that head on him. I put him in the cult uniform, but I left his original head on him, because I like that better. I like the way it looked. I know it's not the full look, but like I said if any of you guys have watched that review, and if you haven't, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. Triclops wasn't an idiot, even though I know in the original, back when we were kids, they had to make it a certain way, which I'm surprised that they nowadays, with everything that's going on, that they even show the original He-Man anywhere, because Skeletor was just so insulting to everybody. Everybody. His own minions and He-Man and everybody. He was just nasty, insulting, putting people down, whatever the case, right? But when you get to the 2000X series and you're watching that and you're sitting and you're watching it, my point is that he's not an idiot. Triclops is not an idiot. He's actually a tech genius, right? And I get the point of where they went and they said, oh, hey, all hail tech and this, that, and the other. My point is that if Skeletor was out of the office, right, he's gone. He's nowhere around, and you have Trapjaw. And if any of you guys have read Trapjaw's origin on how he ended up getting that way, you'd understand that without Skeletor being around, you'd understand how he would want to take over Snake Mountain with Triclops, or Triclops himself, because, like I said, he's not an idiot. He would rule Snake Mountain with ease, right? So there's no reason why you have to stretch it so far, make it a and he was a swordsman. He could hold his own with a sword, Triclops could. So there's no reason to go that far out and make him just so involved with tech, right? But as far as the figures go, now that I've gone on my tangent about this, um, excuse me. As far as as far as the figures go, Revelation figures are actually really good. My favorite ones, Man in Arms, King Grayskull, Stinkor, and Triclops, hands down. I don't really care for the way that they did Skeletor, and I don't really care for the way they did He-Man. Now, as far as I have Origins He-Man and Origins Battle Armor He-Man, and I have the Classics Battle Armor He-Man, the Classics Adam along, and he come with Orko. That was an event exclusive, I do believe. And I have Battle Armor Skeletor along with the regular Origin Skeletor. With Panther and Battle Cat. And they're great. I love them. They're in my collection. I'm loving them. They're awesome. It's very nostalgic. It's a throwback from when I was a kid. But I have to say, last year for my birthday, my wife got me Super 7 Skeletor and He-Man in the package. They were a little costly, but it was a great gift. I won't. They're still on the card back. Those I won't open because of the fact that it's just that whole nostalgic thing, right? The exploding lava rocks in the background, all that stuff. I got them hanging up off camera over here on the wall. So yeah, it's really interesting to see where these lines are going. Excuse me. As far as the G.I. Joe, yes, I'm going back and forth, because I'm just having conversation. As far as the G.I. Joe classifieds, listen, why do they have to do so many Snake Eyes? Snake Eyes is cool. And so isn't Storm Shadow. You've done 2 Storm Shadows. And you've done, what, like 4 or 5 Snake Eyes now. You've done 3 Cobra Commanders, 2 Destros, or 3 Destros, 2 Destros, 2 Destros. How many different roadblocks? I know this is everybody's gripe, but I just want to think about this for a second, right? So you come out with heavy artillery roadblock. That's a roadblock everybody wants. You came out with Gun-Ho, but you didn't put him in his normal colors. But then what do? You make him again, and you put him in the blue colors. Okay. It's not about being one and done. It's about, how about we get the line out first, right? You did Duke, you did Scarlet, you did Snake Eyes, you did Roadblock, you did Cobra Commander, you did a Red Ninja, and Destro, and you did the Baroness, right? I do believe that was like the first line, right? Whatever, you did them. But then all of a sudden you did 2 more Cobra Commanders. You did Bougie Cobra Commander, and then you did, the variant Cobra Commander, which would be his light blue color from the original cartoon, right? Okay. My point with all this, where I'm going with this is, instead of making 4 different roadblocks or 7 different Snake Eyeses and 3 different Cobra Commanders and so on and so forth, you could have had already, you could have had the twins already out, which I know they're coming out. You could have had Mindbender already out. You could have had Serpentor already out, which I know you're gonna, Hasbro's gonna make Serpentor. I guarantee it. Now that Sergeant Slaughter's made, will they make Serpentor with his air chariot? That'd be cool, but then that's gonna probably be like a really expensive figure. And if they do, they'll make them an exclusive, and then only certain people are going to be able to get them, and then nobody else is going to be able to get them. And people are going to be ticked off, and then eventually they'll come out with them again. And yeah, they came out with the bats. I have bats. I have bats. I have alley vipers. Yeah. Uh, the red ninja thing. You couldn't get a hold of them, and then all of a sudden it was just like boom, there they were. You were able to get them. Now you can't get them. I don't know which it is. Uh, I just think that you could have made, instead of duplicating, you could have made more figures, different characters that people want. Rock and roll, quick kick, Alpine, Footloose, right? Dusty's homeboy. If anybody remembers watching the old G.I. Joe cartoon, Dusty and Footloose were always hanging out, right? Bazooka, not Tiger Force Bazooka, but regular Bazooka with with Alpine. You could have made a normal Rakondo. All right, you made a Tiger Force Rakondo. He's cool looking. Don't get me wrong. So isn't Bazooka, but at the same time, you where are the Dreadnoks, man? Where are the Dreadnoks? You've not made not. Well, you made Zarana, but where are the Dreadnoks to this line? I mean, you made Cobra officers, you made Cobra troopers, you made bats, you made alley vipers, you made Zartan. You made two different Zartans, but you didn't make any Dreadnoks to go with them. Now Zarana's coming out. Then you'll make Xandar. I mean, look, I've always liked the bad guys. You made Crocmaster. I didn't really care for Crocmaster. To me, I passed on him. I didn't bother picking him up. But not saying that Crocmaster is not a cool figure, but I just think you could have made more of the vintage guys, right? More of the vintage characters. Before you made all these different Snake Eyeses and stuff like that. So that's my whole thing. People they want to collect the line, and they're going to collect the line regardless. Don't get me wrong, and Hasbro knows that. I'm not complaining about Hasbro. They're putting out some good stuff. Don't get me wrong. Excuse me. They're putting out some good stuff, but will their Sergeant Slaughter be able to stand toe to toe with Vala versus Sergeant Slaughter? I don't know. That I can't wait to find out. Hopefully the picture I seen is a cool looking picture. I was like, oh boy. But like I said, I got my Valaverse. And it's funny because I was waiting for months for that thing to show up. He finally shows up, and then all of a sudden, bink, Sergeant Slaughter goes and gives his the okay for G.I. Joe, to use his likeness to make Sergeant Slaughter. I was like, damn. But we'll see. We shall see on how he holds, up toe to toe, and what he comes with, and everything else on his son. All right, now back to I'm gonna jump back now. Going back to the Master of the Universe line. Origins came out, and then it's like certain figures you can't find. Like you can't find Beastman anywhere, right? I'm not talking about the Lords of Power Beastman. I'm talking about the regular Beastman. You can't find him. You can't find like Clawful. So now you're getting in. They're kind of fading out. It seems like, and then they're doing. They're moving more towards the Revelations line, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. As far as look, I'm not gonna lie. My anti-attorney He-Man, I pre-ordered him a while ago from Big Bad Toy Store. I'm waiting for him to come in. Eventually he will, and he'll get here. and he'll go right up in that cabinet over there, and you know, that'll be cool, because that was one figure that I always wanted to have as a kid. And the funny thing is, I had a friend who, excuse me, when I was growing up in Ohio, he had his parents were from Germany, but he was born in Ohio, and they would go, you know, back home, visit family, whatever the case, and then come back. And he had a cassette tape that had Anti-Eternia He-Man on it, and it was only in Germany. And I only seen it that was the only place I ever seen it. The one only other place I ever that was the only place I ever seen that, and I'd never seen it again. And then all of a sudden, classics, and I missed out on it. I couldn't find him anywhere. I actually looked for him, couldn't find him anywhere. Classics came out with the Anti-Eternia He-Man, and I was like, damn, could not find him anywhere. And then when Origins came out with him, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get my hands on him, because the story that my friend had the cassette. He would play the cassette. He understood German. I didn't. So he kind of translate a little bit as he played it. But it was just interesting, as he kind of tried to translate the story to me as a kid. But whatever. It was cool to to see that. And he was the only one I knew who ever had that. And I've never known anybody else to have it. Excuse me. Never been able to find that cassette tape either, because it was funny, because it was just that all black He-Man with red hair. I was like, that's cool. That to me was cool. It's just the way the colors played off of each other was just fabulous. Kind of like well, I looked at it as it being another version of Faker. Faker's all blue and he's got the red hair, but not as deep red as Anti-Eternia He-Man has. But anyway, whatever the case, it was cool to see, and yeah, that was something to experience. And now, yeah, when he comes, be a great addition to have to the collection. Now, as far as I'm just, like I said, I'm just waiting for more and more people to come in. So that's why I'm rambling a little bit here, to keep the chat going. As far as it comes to Thundercats, Super 7 is walking away, hands down, with these figures. Now, I know they're not extremely articulated and stuff like that, but Panthro has always been my favorite Thundercat, bar none. He's got his chucks, and excuse me, he had the Thunder Tank. I mean, the guy was the mechanic. He built, the Cat Slayer. He built all their stuff. If it wasn't for Panthro, they wouldn't have the stuff that they had. I'm not saying that Tigra and Chitara and Lino weren't cool. They were, and I like them. Don't get me wrong. But watching, when Panthro, when you whip out the chucks and you start working them and stuff like that, and the chain would extend, and then the because he had the hands on the chucks like this, the cat paws, they'd open up and shoot out gas or whatever he wanted to have come out of them, because they were just, that cool of a weapon to have. Yeah. Plus the spikes on his, on his suit, they could shoot out, and he could anchor himself to the ground so he couldn't get pushed back if there, somebody was using like a wind attack on him, or if he was falling, he could shoot those things out. It was cool. It was just cool to actually see, and plus the fact that he was a martial artist. To me, I thought that was really, really cool. So where I'm going with this is that I didn't think they could get any better until I got Mumm-Ra in hand. When I got Mumm-Ra in hand, I was like, wow. I mean, I only have the three, and that's probably about as far as I go. I did see Slythe. I think that's his name, the frog looking guy. Out of those guys, you know, you had Jackalman, you had Slythe, you had um, Vulture Man. Monkeyan was my favorite out of, you know, those guys. Um, Mumm-Ra being the big bad, of course, he's just hands down must have. But for bad guys, Monkeyan would be the guy that, you know, I get. And I seen him and I didn't get him. I passed on him because it was either Monkeyan or Mumm-Ra, so I chose Mumm-Ra instead. So yeah. All right. Anyway, moving on as far as from talking about figures and different things that are going on. I mean, we have cool things coming out, right? We got Revelations, Hordak, and who else is coming out in that line? Um, oh, dude, what's his name? Zodak. And then you got, you know, 40th anniversary He-Man, which hopefully they'll make a Skeletor, which would be cool, better than the one that they made. Uh, you know, they got some cool stuff coming out. Transformers, yeah, I have plenty of Masterpiece Transformers. I don't, I stopped collecting those. Excuse me. One, they're great. Don't get me wrong. They are. They just have gotten expensive, like way expensive. Stuff I was buying for like $70, maybe $100 tops, are now going for 2, 3, 400. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I got to draw a line somewhere because, I mean, Masterpiece is cool, and you know, and the TF sources are cool. Don't get me wrong, but man, some of those, you know, look at the Masterpiece Optimus Prime, the new one that came out a couple years ago. It was like $400 when it came out. I checked it out to see how much it was now, and it's going for like almost $700 on TF Source. So I'm like, wow. Not to mention you have, you know, like Starscream, Thundercracker, you know, and Skywarp. Those guys, you know, are new, the 2.0 ones, and they're going for like close to $300 off of TF Source. And granted, when they first came out, when the Masterpiece first came out, you know, the Jets were 89, 56. If you got it at Toys R Us, I think it was like $56. You know, and it's like, wow. I don't want to hear about it being COVID or inflation or whatever. This was way before then. These things were coming out and just expensive. And now that's the other thing too, right? With all the inflation that's going on, and you know, everybody wants to blame COVID and they want to blame the supply chain and everything else under the sun. Prices are going up. And I get it. Fuel prices have gone up, everything's gone up, inflation has made everything go up higher and higher and higher. So things are getting more and more expensive. Stuff that we used to get. I mean, I used to buy a GI Joe figure. It was like $2. And granted, we're not in the 80s anymore, and I understand that. Excuse me, but you get a standard GI Joe figure now, it's $20. All right, well, you also get a ton more articulation. You get a lot more stuff with the figures, and I get that, and that's cool. I get it. I'm not complaining about it. But then you take that standard figure now, and you're jacking them up to like 20, like close to $30. It's like, what? What? And if you can find them and you can get them, then, you know, I say pick them up. Not because you're trying to save them to make, well, some people are, but, you know, if you're a true collector, you collect them for your collection or whatever you do. If you want to sell them, then so be it. You turn around and you sell them. I just think that the GI Joe line is going to be around for a long time. Same thing with the He-Man. I think the He-Man line is going to be around for quite a long time. You know, there's a lot of guys that are big Master of the Universe fans that I see on YouTube that do a lot of reviews and stuff, and they do fabulous jobs. Don't get me wrong. Um, and I just think that the more support we give these lines, the longer they're going to live, right? I mean, we're adult collectors, so we're looking at it as in, hey, man, we want to get our hands on these because we want them for our collection. Hasbro and Mattel and all them, they want to sell to the kids, but the kids, they're not buying unless it's a movie or a cartoon or something that they're able to get their hands on or see, right? Excuse me, to ask their parents. Transformers on Netflix. Um, but yeah, I mean, they got to be in the stores for you to be able to get them. That's, you know, that's where I'm at with that. All right, so enough of my rambling about, you know, the figures. Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? How you doing tonight? I was just rambling for the past 41 minutes about GI Joe and just chilling. Yeah, I was just rambling about GI Joe and Thundercats and Master of the Universe and stuff like that. Just waiting for people to come in. So, yeah, we're about 41 minutes into this. Nah, man, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all, man. Baking cookies? What kind of cookies you baking? What'd you have for dinner? Listen, everything comes first before we start getting on these lives and doing stuff like this. What'd you make? Chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal cookies? What'd you make? Ooh. And cheesy fries, tamales and cheesy fries. That's some good stuff, man. That is some good stuff. Mm-hmm. Send some my way, man. Send some. Send it to me. Yeah, I apologize for the cough, man. This thing is it's almost gone. It's almost gone. And my voice finally started to come back. It's not fully back, but it's starting to. So what's good, man? How's your day been? Sit here and talk with you while before I get on my new tangent, because I was talking about how I didn't show anything. There are I did open up the excuse me, a couple things, but I haven't showed it off yet. I was waiting for some people to come in, but you know, like I said, I'm gonna give it, you know, see how we go for an hour or so, and then, you know, that's it. I'll do the look, man. If you're the only one here, then I guess you're gonna be the only one that wins at the giveaway. Nice new background, very nice, very nice. Can't wait to check it out. Yeah, I gotta make my own. I got the stuff to make my own diorama, and I haven't done it yet. So, um, I will. I've got something in mind. I do have something in mind. I just got to draw it up, you know, get it in there and then paint the thing and do what I got to do with it and stuff. And voila, it'll be done. Either that or I'm just going to break down and buy one. But no, I want to make my own, to be honest with you. Just, you know, finding the time because I've been so busy. So busy, you know, hanging out with the wife or, you know, watching my granddaughter at gymnastics, work, you know. Is it foam or is it like mine? Like mine's, you know how mine is. Mine's the cardboard background that's drawn up on there, or is it all made out of, the foam? It's prints. Yeah. All right. So it's like mine. That's cool. That's cool. Hey man, they work. They work just fine. Just fine. I've tried to. I've checked out some dioramas online and stuff like that, man. Some of them are expensive. Some of them are expensive. Considering the cost of the material to make them, I think mostly they're pretty much kind of charging for the time and and stuff like that. Oh, diorama prints. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I don't have my mine set up. I said that in the beginning of the video. Um, but yeah, it's not set up because I'm doing, I'm filming in here. So, um, Chris, to answer your question though, because you were like, I don't know who he looks like. If you take a good look, I don't know if you have your triclops near you at all. Take a good look at his face from the nose down. He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He resembles Arnold Schwarzenegger, a younger Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's who Triclops resembles. At least that's who I think he resembles, is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Looks, I'm telling you, especially the vintage looking head. Um, before he has the Dyson vacuum on the head. Um, no, that's cool. When you get a chance, take a look, or whatever the case, just pop up a picture of him, and if you actually look at it. But yeah, when I was doing the review of him, I was like, oh man, that he reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is cool, which is really really cool. Um, but that's who that Triclops looks like. And if you actually went and back and you watched the King Grayskull video, you'll see where I purposely, fast forwarded, through one of the parts of the video. So those were the two things that I was trying to get people to go watch and then comment on so they can enter into this giveaway. But there's only two people that commented. You were one of the people that commented on the video, and then excuse me, Tony, but he wasn't able to be here. And like I said, you got to be here to win at the giveaway. And I put 3 posts up. And 11 people seen the first one, I think it was. So I don't know. I tried. But back to what I was talking about beforehand, I did not show anything off yet. I did get the Sergeant Slaughter Valaverse one. Finally came in, and of course now Hasbro has the rights to do Sergeant Slaughter for the G.I. Joe Classified line. I was talking about that a little earlier too, and yeah. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold water to that Valaverse. That Valaverse Slaughter is fabulous. And then Mumm-Ra showed up, and I checked him out, and he comes with Malmut. Oh man. Excuse me. It was probably the same. It was probably the same reaction that I had when I seen it. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Now the butterfly joints in that picture that they show, the Hasbro one. Those are some big butterfly joints that they have on that figure, and that might change when they actually make the figure. But I don't, look, I don't think they're gonna he's gonna hold up. I mean, he's cool looking. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying that he's not gonna. Yeah, no, I know. I seen that the other day when you sent that when we were chit chatting on Instagram. You were telling me that your Thundercats are on the way. I will have reviews up for Sergeant Slaughter and Mumm-Ra next week. Because I'm doing the live tonight, so that takes place of the actual review. And then next week I'll have those reviews up, and then people can check them out. Excuse me. I am sorry. But yeah, I don't think he's going to hold up, man. I must have spent 45 minutes messing around with that Sergeant Slaughter, popping off the different hands, putting him in different poses, and getting him to balance on one foot was like that. I took him out, moved his feet around a little bit, boom. The joints are nice and tight, and they're all pinless. Plus the gear that this guy comes with is, you know what? Give me a second. All right, so now here's the box. His hands are in there, the hat, and then he has his vest that he comes with, and he comes with a backpack also that you can put on him, which I know you already know. Oh, you know what? If right, like mine fits over the ear on one side, and then the other it kind of like bows out a little bit. I put him on, and then I put his hat down like this, and that's what really kind of holds it, is the hat, is what holds him on there. So probably when Hasbro makes theirs, the glasses are going to be probably glued on, and you could fix that. You can fix that. You can put a little piece of double sticky tape or some tack or something on there, and it'll hold it on there for you. Excuse me. So I want to start off talking about this right here. This is Slaughter's rocket launcher, and I'm just going to show it off real quick. And in the review I'll show off more. Oh, they do come off on the Hasbro one. All right. This right here, it's nice. It's nice, and yes, the chamber does turn. And like I said, I'll review all this and stuff like that. I just want to show it off because this is just fabulous the way they made this. It is. It's awesome. All right. So that right there is just one part of. Yes, it turns. It turns, brother. It turns. So go to your Slaughter and check it out. Now, oh yeah. See, I'll show you again. So that's cool. That's really cool. See? So you didn't have to wait for the review for that one. But, and I'll go over it in the review also. And then you have this bad boy right here. Now, this bad boy right here, I know a lot of people don't know. And I thought that the right here actually turned. It doesn't. And I noticed that the hammer's pulled back. So, and they have the trigger actually back from like when you pull the hammer back, the trigger goes back some, right? This gun here is my all-time favorite gun in real life. This is a Colt Python. This is a badass gun. Badass gun. My brother has one of these. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. This gun here is nice, but they are highly expensive in real life. But it is, and a lot of people, some people, I haven't, you know, I've seen a couple reviews on this guy because I know a couple people have done a review on him. And Chris, I know you did a review on this guy. I know that. Oh yeah. Now there is a Smith and Wesson out there. Excuse me. That looks the same, but it's not. That Colt Python is a beautiful, beautiful gun. Now, the only reason why I know that it's a Colt Python is because of the fact that when they first made this, I was watching the behind the scenes Valaverse. If you actually go online, I can't remember his name. His name's Tony, right? I think Tony Hana or something. I could be wrong. That might be totally wrong. So I apologize. He was showing the factory on how these guys were made, and he was saying, you know, here's Slaughter's Colt, you know, it's Colt Python. So I was like, cool. So now here is Slaughter himself. Yeah. I mean, he holds his own gear. The gear comes off. The only thing he's missing is the Sergeant logo right here on top of the hat and the whistle around the neck. But besides that, and the camo on the pants. That's the only difference, is the camo on the pants. But if you read the bio on the Valaverse, it's not the G.I. Joe. He had already retired from G.I. Joe. If you read the back of this box and you read his bio says that he went to Valaverse after he left that other special unit force, which of course was G.I. Joe. So I like the fact that he doesn't have. I like the fact that he doesn't have. I mean, he can still have the sergeant logo on him because he's a sergeant. Yeah, if you read the bio, man, on the back, it says. It says on here. Yeah, there's a whole thing here. It says, hold on, I'm looking for it. And yeah, so he was a special force team sergeant leading a classified operation in the early 80s. At some point in his career, Slaughter left the team to become a drill sergeant, and then at the front of the beginning of the so he could pummel young recruits, yada yada yada. And then where's it at? Yeah, after being Sergeant Slaughter, so whatever. He made him into real soldiers. It says after being Sergeant, Slaughter retired and was recalled to service for a special tactics force. And then it says here, I'm just fast forwarding somewhere. It says U.S. military, and it says where he served until. So where he served until, because I'm trying to read the bio real quick, to get to my point. So I just lost it. All right, it said yeah, he was dear Lord. He was a special tactics instructor to a special mission force unit within the United States military, where he served until 1994, after which he formally retired from active military service. And then I guess this is after the collapse of the nation. And then it says that he was paged again to serve as an adversary to a new special unit force called Action Force. So, yeah, read this bio. And I know I kind of went through it pretty quick. So I do apologize, but if you actually you read that bio, it states so it's an older Slaughter. He's not supposed to be the young Slaughter from G.I. Joe, right? And it's a great sergeant hat. And yeah, it should have the sergeant logo on it, but the fact that it doesn't, I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal that they didn't put it on there. You know, you could always customize it if you could find a sticker for a sergeant sticker and you could put it on there, right? But I mean, they got his face down to a T, man. And I gotta say, I have to say that when you look at that picture of the Hasbro one, he looks almost identical to this. Almost identical to this. The only difference is that right here, and I know they have some huge butterfly. Excuse me, they have some huge butterfly joints in here for him. As you can see, I have his arm pulled back, right? And then this one's a little bit forward. Well, you do know that the guy who makes these used to work for Hasbro, right? He was from what I understand, and anybody out there who wants to correct me, and that's fine. But I do believe, I was watching the video, he used to work for Hasbro and he was a consultant for the classified line. And then he was like, I don't know if they had an issue or whatever, but he moved on to doing his own. And let me tell you something. That's a killer figure right there. That is a killer figure. Excuse me. Yeah, if you actually go on YouTube and look up for Action Force, you can watch those videos. I mean, they're very interesting. There's some history behind these figures here, man. And this guy here is, yeah, he's cool. And the fact that, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When they made these figures, right? And you look at the different hands. They got hands that go side to side, hands that go up and down, right? But they made these figures to when they hold a weapon, they hold a weapon the way they're supposed to hold the weapon. And, you know, I'm only showing them off, and I know I'm holding him up in the air and whatnot in front of the camera. So, you know, I will go over all this stuff when I do the actual review and talk about it a little bit more. But how can you go wrong? How can you not back a line like this? I mean, I'm glad I backed it. You know, I'm glad I purchased this figure because of the fact that the history behind it, right? The story that goes along with these figures. The figures that are made are, from what I understand, are actually from actual military people. You don't get any better than that. So then now you have these guys here, which come with, you know, these accessories, right? And they pop right off. How cool would it have been, right? Excuse me, with like Flint, right? He had that flak jacket from Classified. If you were able to pop that flak jacket off, because it takes away such articulation away from him. So what if they would have made it like this, but they didn't? I'm telling you. Right? Right? He's just got his hand resting right there on the gun. Now, these hands here at first I thought were kind of weird, but they make perfectly good sense. And I'll tell you why they make perfectly good sense, because it's for this. For when he's holding the gun like this. Or for when he's, like I have him there, where he's resting his hand on the actual gun itself. That's realistic. The pose itself would make Freddy Krueger proud. Now, the reason why I say that it would make Freddy Krueger proud is because this pose right here, the gunman, the side pose, look at it. Now imagine it being a dark silhouette, and then he had a knife, you know, his glove. That pose right there, and I'll go, this is great because Robert Englund even said that's his John Wayne pose. That's why he would do that, right? He posed that way. So that's how you got that. That's him doing his gunslinger pose as Freddy Krueger. So I'm like, that makes a whole lot of sense. That, you know, the way he did that. And that was in one of his interviews. So that's why I say, you know, it would make Freddy Krueger proud. It would make Robert Englund proud, actually. I mean, yeah, and you know what? I understand why Sergeant Slaughter backed this and gave them the right to make his likeness, because that is fabulous. Everything with these are cool. The straps, right? Excuse me, which hold the gun, his holster. Finding out so much. I'm telling you, bro, I'm a plethora of useless knowledge. It's funny. I don't know how my wife puts up with me sometimes. But these holsters, they have a hard back on them. This plastic piece right here, which is holding this pouch here, and then holding his actual holster. Whoops. Actually holding his holster on. That's the way it'd be. That's the way this would actually be in real life. I mean, yeah. So, you know, I know I'm showing him off quite a bit, but when he goes to hold this gun, he's going to hold it the right way. You know, and that is what I've always tried to get someone like Duke to hold his rifle the right way. This Sergeant Slaughter will hold it. Now I ended up getting, when I'm waiting for the ammo packs, the extra guns and stuff like that to come. Excuse me. They were like $12, and you got like a plethora of guns and ammo and stuff like that. So enough about Slaughter. And I apologize because I got to set him off to behind camera. Excuse me. And I promise you, Chris, when I do the review on these guys, you're going to love them. Yeah, I got 2 of them, because they do come with ports, right? They come with the actual, where you can plug, you know, the blasting effects in there. Excuse me, but they come with so much more. So much more guns, which is great. So now moving on to this little guy, Mumm-Ra. Look at the sculpt of this guy. Now, like I said, I will go over all this stuff in the actual review. Man, look at the detail on this guy. Compared to what he was when we were kids, he is straight off the TV set, right here into my hands. I got Mumm-Ra. He is awesome. Now, granted, he's just a standard hunk of plastic, but it's Mumm-Ra's dog. You can't go wrong with Mumm-Ra's dog. Come on, look at the detail Super 7 has put into this thing. That's great. Excuse me. It is, right? It is insanely accurate. And the reason why it's insanely accurate is because Super 7 is doing a bang-up job with these figures. That's why I said when they actually made these figures, excuse me, you know, Panthro and Lino. And like I said, if you guys haven't seen those videos I've done on those guys, go check them out on my channel. Feel free to check out everything on the channel. It doesn't matter. That's what it's there for, is for you guys to check out. But those figures were cool, right? I was like, and I was rambling on about this in the beginning, so you guys will have to go back and watch the beginning of the actual show. But when when they came out, I was like, wow, these guys are really nice. And granted, they don't have a whole lot of articulation. They don't. But they have enough articulation to where you can pose them however you want. And they're so accurate, so detailed, excuse me, that they're just beautiful. But not until I got Mumm-Ra. And when I got Mumm-Ra in hand, look at that. That, my friends, like I said, I will go over everything, all the goodies he comes with, and all that jazz in the review that'll be posted next week, along with the Valaverse Sergeant Slaughter one. So don't worry, I'll put it up there. But look at this head sculpt, man. I mean, yeah. I don't know about you, but that's accurate, man. That is cartoon accurate to a T. And here's another trivia thing for you, Chris. I know you love these things. Anybody who's here tonight in this live that can tell me, where have you ever seen these two snakes before? Where have you seen this before? Throw it up in there. That's fine. Pull them out for compare. Excuse me. I have a off camera. Thanks, babe. Cough drop because I'm coughing, so I apologize, guys. That's what happens when you get over a bad sinus infection and you decide to do a live. All right. Correct, right? You've seen this a bunch of times, man. This is James Earl Jones's character. Yeah. James Earl Jones. Yes, the cough drop in the tea. Yes. I did try that, and it does work. Thank you for that. This is what his emblem was, right? This is what the insignia was. He carried it on his staff. The two-headed snakes looking at each other, right? Exactly. So, could that be part of, right? That's, they could have maybe taken a little bit of inspiration from it, since Conan was out first. But I mean, the detail of this guy is just awesome. Look at the skirt. And these are soft plastic. These actually, when you pop off the head, because he comes with an alternate head, when you pop this off, this actually moves. It actually comes down. These actually go around. The bandages do. Yes, they are exactly the same. Exactly. Now, the only thing is did Mumm-Ra's wraps always fly in the air like this in the cartoon? I don't remember. It doesn't bother me any. I think it's actually pretty neat. Um, you know, I mean, look, even his feet. I mean, he has some hairy ass feet, but and he could hang upside down like a bat with these things. Sometimes, but not always. Yeah, I mean, still, I mean, just the way that I have him just posed right here. That's menacing. It really is. And the cape back here is cloth, and it's bendy wire, and it is bendy wire. And yes, you can move his arms out. I didn't push them all the way up, but they do go out. They're a little stiff right now, so because I haven't really messed with them. But just to show them off a little bit. And this is all bendy wire all the way down to here. Now, mine has a little bit of this going on. Doesn't bother me any. As you can see, it has the wraps all the way through. So I guess that's the way it's supposed to be. He is a ancient spirit of evil, right? He's Mumm-Ra, the ever living. Although he probably turned back to the decrepit, considering the fact that he's seeing his reflection, his actual face. He's so ugly he scares himself. That's what I always said as a kid, right? But yeah, no, this is. Oh, really? See, I couldn't tell you if they used the design from the Mezco one or not, because I didn't even know Mezco made one until you just told me, Chris. So I just learned something new. But I'm good with it. He has an alternate head too, which, like I said, I will show off when I actually do the review. But I gotta say, he's really cool. Really, really cool. Now I don't, like I said, if I had the diorama set up, these would be on a table in front of the diorama and all that stuff. Well, when yours comes and you do your review on these, Chris, on this guy, you're gonna have to turn around and compare the two, because I want to see that comparison. Yes, sir. He does have these here. These are removable. These little spikes. Oh yeah, you could do that too, right? Because you can put the picture in there. You can add it in there when you're doing your thing. um. Yeah. So yeah, that's Moma right there in Malmut, and he does come with his double bladed sword, which is cool, and you can take it apart and put one handle in it, so it just has the one blade. Uh, and he came with the cape, and he comes with an alternate head, and he comes with alternate hands also. So, oh, I didn't realize he does have some articulation to him. His little legs move too in the back. I thought oh yeah, the front ones move too. So he's not just stuck in one motion, I guess. But you know, the funny thing about Malmut, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, Super 7's knocking it out of the park. When I can't wait until Quicksilver gets here. Quicksilver's gonna be, he's gonna be cool too. And I seen Bluegrass. I don't know, man. I like Bluegrass, but he's my favorite. He is my favorite out of all the Silverhawks. But I don't know. And then you have Munstar. They're actually doing. Oh, you ordered them all. That's funny. They actually have you know, Munstar before he changes. You know, Hot Wing was cool. Like, you know, you had you know Steel Heart, Steel Will, right? Copper Kid, Quicksilver, and oh my god, I just said his name too. Um, it's leaving me, man. It's the Bluegrass, and you had Hot Wing, and there's another one too, right? Didn't they have another one that was all green? Well, right, because, and I'm glad you did. I'm actually glad you did because no, well, no, yeah, because what's his name? Hot Wings green or gold, right? He's gold with the flames on his legs and stuff. But there was another one. I can't remember his name, but he was a green. He was a green silver hawk, and he yeah, but I can't remember his name. He was cool. But then you have Buzzsaw and Mumbo Jumbo, and then I can't remember the other guy's name where he would go like this. Um, you know, you can't forget about Smeed. You know, but you do know, you do realize. Here's another fun fact for you, Chris. Thundercats and Silverhawks are in the same universe. Mm-hmm. That is for sure. Um, I can't remember which episode it was. Flashback. Yeah, there was an episode where Munstar showed up on one of the computers in Thundercats. It was pretty cool to see that. I was like, wait, what? So, well, yeah, I mean, but you think about it, right? You have a galactic gangster, which is Munstar, and he turns into like a Pinhead slash Darth Vader version of himself, right? And I say it because he's got all the spikes off his head, and his face kind of looks like the bottom part of Darth Vader's mask. Um, and he kind of changes somewhat like the way Mumm-Ra changes. Maybe they're cousins or something. You know, they got into the same cult, drinking the same Kool-Aid, something like that, right? But I mean, I think that in the Thundercats cartoon, I think they kind of gave Mumm-Ra one of the easiest weaknesses to kind of fend him off, which would be his reflection. But I don't know. That one was kind of weird. But as far as what your question was before, Chris, when you said you took my advice, well, it wasn't really a question, but your statement of saying you took my advice. I'm glad you did. Really? So, what's his name? Ken? Is it Ken? It's Ken something. I can't remember his full name. Really? He did Bluegrass also, huh? I'd have to pull up a. I haven't seen Silverhawks, man, since I was a kid. Kenny. Yeah, Kenny. He he also does the Skittles commercials too. He also does the voice of the Skittles commercial when he says, Taste the Rainbow. Yeah, I can't remember his last name either. But yeah, he's done a lot of stuff, you know, which is pretty cool to see. Yeah, be the rainbow, taste the rainbow. But it's all this stuff is that we have going that's coming out now is nostalgic stuff. And to go, I'll go back to your statement here in a second, but it's great to actually see that somebody has taken the time to make these guys and do them in a beautiful way. All the way from the Transformers to GI Joe, Thundercats, Silverhawks, Masters of the Universe. Even and I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. Even those guys. Now, Star Wars, Star Wars has stepped it up, man. The way they're making their figures and everything, and doing good. Marvel Legends, they're getting better with a lot of their figures. But you know what? When you have when it comes to Marvel Legends and stuff like that, and DC figures, when you have like SH Figure Arts making those figures, and you have Mayfex making those figures, Sentinel, yeah, man. I mean, like Miles Morales. The review I did on Miles Morales, that Sentinel Miles Morales, oh my God, what a gorgeous figure. Not to mention the Mayfex Batman and Superman, beautiful figures. And then I did a review on the Cap versus Captain America Endgame SH Figure Arts one. Gorgeous. It's a gorgeous figure. It's a gorgeous figure. So you're not gonna buy you're not gonna turn around and buy a Marvel. Yeah, that Miles is he's nice. He is. He's nice. You're not gonna turn around and buy a Captain America or Miles Morales. You're not gonna buy him in a Marvel Legends when you're gonna when you buy them in the yeah, you're paying a lot more money for those, but look what you're getting for them. I mean, you're getting beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff with them. But back to your statement, Chris. Like I was trying to tell you before, yeah, I'm glad you actually didn't buy two of the same figure because it makes no sense to do so. That's why you have the alternate head, right? Pose them this way for a little while. Take your alternate head, pop it off, pop it on, pose them like that for a while. That way you can use that for something else. So it's been 88 minutes and 42 seconds that this live has been going for. So for everybody who has joined, I appreciate you guys coming in tonight. Let me just move these guys back. I'm putting up with my coughing and everything else. So it is 10:30. My word. I think it's time to get to the giveaway. So I'm going to do a giveaway. Yeah, I was going to do two things, but since there's not that many people, and Chris, you already have the one thing I was going to give away. I'm going to give away the other thing. So, and since Chris, you're the only one besides Tony, and Tony can't be here, so it's not going to really be a big guess on who's going to win, because you're the only other person who actually paid attention to the post and commented. And I even said in a review too, you know, tell me who you, and I try to make it as easy as possible in the actual review to get people to join. But I guess it is what it is, right? No sense on crying over spilt milk. So, are we ready? Who's ready for a giveaway? Nobody? The anticipation's not he says ready. All right. Well, this here. That's all right. An Ali Viper. This is what the giveaway is. So, Chris, congratulations to you. On this Ali Viper. So, I need you to, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go, which you already know my Instagram. You're going to have to go there. Going to have to send me your mailing address. Oh, you're welcome. And that way I can get this mailed out to you. All right. I get it mailed out to you, and then you will receive it. So I'm glad because I was gonna do a drawing, not a drawing like a drawing to see who wins, but an actual artwork. I was gonna draw a picture, and that's what I'm gonna do next time. When I do a giveaway, I was gonna wait until I reached 4,000 subscribers to do a giveaway, but since everybody was just, you know, I wanted to pay back everybody who showed their support and their love to the channel and comments and everything. You know, I wanted to just return, you know, just to give a little return, because I appreciate everybody who is supporting this channel. Excuse me, I really do. And you know, it's a shame that a lot of people didn't really interact. But hey, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, hey, you know, just showing your support is enough. But to win at a giveaway, this is what you had to do. And Chris, I appreciate the support. I do, and you know, and the love you show towards the channel. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, absolutely. I mean, I'm not, I'm agreeing with you. When you say that, you know, I'm glad people do take the time to watch the videos, you know, and they actually enjoy them. You know, I do this because of the fact that one, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Really do. I do it because I like, first off, I like reviewing what I get. And I don't have any quarrels on saying if something's made like crap and if something's made good. And there are a few videos on this channel, if you actually go watch, that I will say this is this is crap. This is no good. I will never tell anybody not to buy something, and it's not about, you know, look, I've excuse me. I had same info. What do you mean same info? Um I have had, you know, okay, I'm going to use this as an example. McFarlane. I like his stuff. I do. I have a lot of his stuff. I do. But some of the things that he makes, it's just like, really? Like, really? Like, why? Why would you? Why? Now, there are certain pet peeves too that I have with other things that get made. Like the Black Series, there are certain things that they do to like the troopers that get in the way of the articulation and stuff like that. And it's like, why? You guys have the technology. You guys are able to make them to where this does not happen. But why? Um, why would you know why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you turn around and make something that's gonna, you know, okay, you put double joint there, but the double joint only goes, you know, so far. It doesn't go as far as it should. And then you'll make another figure kind of the same way, but then it will do very good. Oh, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna make your figures with butterfly joints in the shoulders, excuse me, make all your figures with butterfly joints in the shoulders so they can move, so you can get better articulation out of them, because that's what people want. If you do it with a Spider-Man, you can do it with a Captain America, a Hulk. You can do it with, you know, a Lady J. And the female figures, there's no reason why female figures shouldn't have double joints in them. Put the double joints in them. There's no reason why. There's no reason why. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, you move a boot on a McFarlane figure, right? The foot, you tilt the foot doesn't sit right. You know, they're awkward. The knees don't want to bend. Just the torso articulation is just, oh my God. It's like, what are you doing? They're beautiful sculpts. Don't get me wrong. He does great work when it comes to sculpts, but man, when it comes to articulation, I there's a lot more figures out there that are a lot better articulated than these McFarlane figures. And I have a, like I said, I hey man, I support his work. I have a whole bunch of Batman stuff. You know, I just don't always agree with the way things are made. You know, you you make a beautiful black costume Spider-Man, you know, symbiote Spider-Man, and I mean he is articulated like you wouldn't believe. And if you haven't seen the review I did on that, go watch it. You can see in the photos that I took, man, I got this guy balancing on water bottles on the top of another Spider-Man's head. I mean, yeah, he's great, but at the same time, you know, you get a Captain America. You get a Captain America. He's a nice looking figure, but his articulation is limited. It's like, really? Like, you want to be able to get him in some poses, you know? You want to get these guys in poses. And I get it. They're not expensive figures, but why do you have to pay $75 to $85, $95 just to get better articulation? That Valaverse Sergeant Slaughter, I didn't pay $85 for that figure. I didn't even pay. I think it was only what 20 something. I think with shipping it was like $31 or something like that. And he has got some great articulation. Great articulation. It blows a lot of figures out of the water, man, on what Valaverse has done with a figure. And that's what I'm talking about. The bats, right? And classified, the bats, they made those guys, you can pose those guys. They're really good. But then you get to the Alley Viper. And I like the Alley Viper. I have a couple Alley Vipers. I just gave one away tonight. And no, listen, I get it. I get that each figure has different articulation, right? I understand that fully. But if you're going to make a Doctor Strange, doesn't mean that he can't have butterfly joints in the shoulders to get him to move a little bit better, right? To get him to do his little gang signs and shing, make his little shields, right? Why does he have to be so stiff? You know, he's not doing the thriller. You know, he's not doing the thriller. He's Doctor Strange, for God's sakes, man. Make it to where his garments are cloth at the bottom so his legs can move. Excuse me, I get it. You're not going to make his cape always cloth because it's going to be maybe a little bit more expensive to use cloth, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's cheaper than it is to use plastic. I don't know. All I know is that when, if you make Doctor Strange to where you can actually, get those hard, they're not hard plastic, they're a soft plastic, but excuse me, if you can get those out of the way and get his leg articulation to move to where he's like sitting crisscross, like he's like this, like, like he was in, what was that? Right. You definitely need cloth. Right. See, you agree. So, but that's my point. You want him to sit there like, in Infinity War, right? Like he's looking at all the different timelines and stuff like that. Or you just want him to, just put him in some kind of crazy pose. You should be able to. You can't traffic cone the figure. You traffic cone the figure does not pose. Yeah, you can customize it. Who wants to cut into their figure? Who wants to cut into their figure and make things to where it moves after you just spent good money on a figure? No, nobody wants to do that. Make it to where we get some cloth in these figures. I think if they took, look, man, you could make a nice cloth Doctor Strange cape, right? And I said this when I did a review on my Doctor Strange. You could make a nice cloth cape and put a small little bendy wire. It costs nothing to buy that wire. You could buy that wire on a spool. It costs you maybe 99 cents, maybe $1, whatever, for a whole pack of them. Granted, you have to sew it. Okay. Put it on the machine. Do what you got to do. Done. But it's no different, right? It's no different than you just, you gotta switch something up to make it to where they're not just so traffic coney. You want these guys to be able to move. Now granted, you get a figure like Wolverine moves. He's nimble. He can move. You don't want him to be looking stiff when you pose him on your shelf. Right. Okay. So here's the thing. Also, when it comes to doing stuff like that, like backpacks or capes, right? Like Doctor Strange cape. It has the at least mine does. It has this the stem. You pop it into the hole and it holds it on the back. Ooh, sorry, excuse me. And that's all well and good, but why not small magnet? Nice little tink. That's it. I right? You come on, wait. If you weigh it out, how much is it for you to take a little tiny piece of magnet or a little tiny magnet and then a little itty bitty piece of metal when you make that cape and then sticks right on. Right? I think that it would. Okay, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I forgot that was on a timer. All right, that was that freaked me out for a minute. But that's what I'm talking about, right? You want you want things to be, and we're just having conversation here, right? Talking about these things. When you buy a figure, okay, besides everything going up, yeah, I forgot that the cabinets are, the lights are on a timer and they just shut off. Everything went black. So that was actually pretty funny. Um, but yeah, when like. Right, the whole screen went black. I was like, all of a sudden I heard, and I'm like, okay, what just happened? I kind of froze for a second. I forgot, that it's on a timer. But when you, excuse me, but when you do buy something, right? All right, we want alternate hands, we want alternate heads. Granted, you don't have to go crazy with it. You don't have to go crazy with it, right? But certain things, certain characters have to have a little bit different, just made a little different. Like Wolverine's claws, I use those as an example. How many times does it piss you off that you get Wolverine and his claws are going off to the side? You want his claws to go straight out. Well, when you make them, why wouldn't you make them to where there's something in there that will keep them from bending all over the place? Excuse me, right? If everybody else can do it, Hasbro could do that too, right? You make an Iron Man figure. You can't make him with torso articulation where he can bend. Everybody likes to do that 3-point all the time. I hate that. Right, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you get a good Iron Man figure. Okay. Right, bent claws. No, it's like Magneto is, messing with him from wherever. It's ridiculous. And then trying to heat it up to get them to go, they don't. It doesn't work. But same thing. You make an Iron Man figure, make him to where he has torso articulation, where he can bend, where he can move, right? I mean, is it that hard to really give him a little bit more articulation in the waist area? Granted, I understand he's in armor, but he can still move. He still moves. He's a guy in an armored suit. And that's my point when it comes to, like I said, like with the classified bats. Those have got to be one of the best figures in this line of classifieds, besides Major Blood and what do you call it? When they started getting better, and Roadblock. That may and look, don't get me wrong. Barbecue's cool. He's a nice looking figure. He's a fireman. He's in his suit, fine, but he loses articulation. Firefly, hey, look, he has that big bomb vest on. That bomb vest should have been made to come off, so you can make your decision on what you want to do. That's all I'm saying. Same thing with Flint. Flint's a good looking figure too, but that flak jacket he has on, you know. You didn't get Barbecue. Yeah, I ended up getting him. He's cool. He comes with some cool accessories. His his fire axes and his backpack with with his foam hose and all that stuff. He's a great figure, but his articulation is hindered, and that's what I'm talking about right there. It's just, come on, man, come on. They can make these figures to where they can move, they can bend, they can do other things. I mean, there's no reason why. There's no reason why you can't get a Spider-Man figure. If you can do it with that black costume Spider-Man, and you can make it to where he can get into some great articulation, you can get some great articulation out of him. You can do that with all of them. All of them. I don't know, the Hulk. He's a big, bulky guy. Well, how much articulation can you get out of a big, bulky character? That's what I'm talking about. That's what it comes down to. But again, we're talking toys, so. Well, yeah, they want to take the cheap route, right? It's a business. Don't get me wrong, it's a business. And look, I have Hasbro products. I like Hasbro. I like Mattel. Shoot, I got my wife telling me, yo, pump the brakes a second, dude. Pump the brakes. But you know what? I have to say, a lot of this, she has gotten me. And then the other half I bought. Well, that's the thing. They've started to, right? They've started to do the double jointed elbows in the females and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. Lady J, pinless, double jointed elbows, which is great. This here is how your arm can move, right? It's not my arm can only go to here. My arm can go like this. My shoulder moves like this. So that's the whole point of the butterfly joint, right? So when you move your shoulder in, you can move. When you hold that weapon, you don't hold the weapon like this to where, where you tip your head, you want to lay your head on a weapon like this. You're not like this holding a weapon, or your arms like this, or your hands are like this, or however. You want that elbow to be out, steady, stable, holding that gun in the front, getting right there to that line of sight. That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying. The Valaverse has covered that, because you actually have people that have been in the military that are working on this line. And I got to give them kudos, man. I cannot, and when I do the review, you're going to see. I don't have anything bad to really say. What I'm going to do is complain about the glasses. That's not really a big thing to me. Excuse me, it's not. The way they did the drop down legs is really different too. It actually moves, right? You pull the leg out, and it swivels down, instead of like with the GI Joes where you gotta kind of pull it down, and then you gotta kind of work it back up. It's definitely going to be interesting when that comes out, to compare those two together. Excuse me, to compare those two together, definitely. And when I do the review on that, I'm going to pretty much try to do I'm going to take my time with it. That's what I'm going to do, and try to put as much into it, not make it too long, but put enough into it to where people can actually see how well that figure is actually made. That's how impressed I am with it, and that's a fact. And same thing with that Mumm-Ra. That Mumm-Ra is a great figure. I did the review on that Dragon Ball Z cooler. That was another figure. I was like, wow. Yeah. So, yeah, it's 11 o'clock, and I probably gonna get going. I'm gonna get going here because I know I said that before, but we got into a little bit of conversation about how, you know, the articulation of some figures and everything. Yes, so keep an eye out, everybody, for those two reviews coming up. I will have I still haven't gotten to the Goku Black one yet because I just put some others up ahead. Oh, I'm glad you had a great time. I really am, man. You know, we always have fun when we come on here and we do these things. You know, we talk about anything and everything. A few things before. Um, Definitely, yes, definitely. Um, Doctor Strange. I don't know when I'll get a chance to see that. So if any of you all get to see that before I do, don't spoil it for me. Um, that's coming out. Then what do we have coming out after that? We have Kenobi coming trailer. And the same thing with the Doctor Strange movie. I only watched one teaser trailer on either one of those. I don't want to know a whole lot about it. I want to see it for myself. They're gonna be great. They're gonna be great. And then we have a few other things coming, right? We have Ahsoka coming soon. What else we have? We have The Mandalorian coming back. Oh, Love and Thunder, right? I seen one preview for that. Wow. I was like, wow. The way they did it. You know, the way they did it was awesome. So it's gonna be good. And then it's gonna roll into the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I do too. Volume 3. That one's gonna be coming out too. After Love and Thunder. So you have that to look forward to, right? Spidey should be coming on, you know, like HBO and stuff like that soon. Have you seen the new Batman, Chris? I'm just curious if you've seen the new Batman movie yet. Be- oh, you've seen this? Wow, wow. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. It's already on TV. You know, it's on HBO, HBO Max, whatever. So if you guys have HBO or HBO Max, then you probably already know it's on there. Because excuse me, I was like, wow, that was quick that they got that on there. So yeah, we got some good things to look forward to. Um, you know, and plus for all the He-Man and Masters of the Universe fans out there, you got the 40th anniversary He-Man coming out, right? Um, I'm surprised they didn't do a Skeletor with him. Maybe they will. Maybe they're holding it off. But phenomenal. I mean, just phenomenal. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna have to, you know, pick and choose. I gotta fix a few things. But yeah, also, um, like I said, they're coming out with another. They're coming out with another Snake Eyes figure. That blows. That just blows my mind. But anyway, with that being said, enough of my rambling for tonight. I appreciate everybody who has stopped by, who has come in, who has taken the time to watch and hang out. And yeah, we'll do some more lives. And if you guys want to check out on TikTok, I do some TikTok stuff. If you want to do that, you can check me out on Shane Gonzalez. Good night, Chris. Shane Gonzalez 193 on TikTok. You can check me out over there. And you can always check out the YouTube channel here, Storm Shadow 75. So definitely. Thank you for coming in. If you guys missed anything, you can go back and watch this. And yeah, next time I'll do another giveaway in the future. But right now, like I said, I wanted to do one to show my support to everybody who's shown their support to this channel, and to shown all the love and support for the videos I've been putting up. So I really appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. And as always, you guys know it, I will catch you all on the flippity flip. Yeah, if I just hit the right button to end it. But yeah, I will catch you all on the flippity flip.